What is Web3? Give me 1 second and I'll tell you. First, this episode is brought to you by Rakuten. I don't know if you guys shop or spend money online, but if you do, you need to get in the habit of going to Rakuten first, because you'll see so many offers that they offer and see how much money you can save. And a penny saved is a penny earned. So get in the habit of going to Rakuten, even if you make it your home screen on your computer, because if you're spending money online and not going to Rakuten, you're missing out, okay? And it's a great company, you know, they help manufacturers like Nike, Adidas, Reebok, companies like this. It helps them create, you know, like boost their online revenue as opposed to just everyone buying from everything from Amazon, you know. So it's a great company, you know, and they're really playing like a pivotal role in the Web3 movement, I feel like. And not just that, this episode is brought to you by Rocket Mortgage, okay? I don't know if you've ever considered purchasing your own home. When I went to purchase my first house, I reached out to Regions, no bueno. I reached out to Navy Federal, no bueno. Then I decided to reach out to Rocket Mortgage, and it was one of the best decisions I ever made. I reached out to them, and literally 2 weeks later, executed contracts, closed on the house. It was a great experience. Their team was awesome. Their rates were the best. And it was just an awesome process once I started working with Rocket Mortgage as opposed to those other guys. And I know a lot of people think like home ownership can seem like an unrealistic goal, but it's really not, you know, because there's something called FHA loan where you only have to put down like 3.5% to get into your house, you know. So ask Rocket Mortgage about the FHA loan, and they will help you become a homeowner, you know, because it's really important, you know, like that's an awesome goal to have, you know. And they'll help you achieve it, you know. So Rocket Mortgage, I highly recommend them, you know. And neither one of those companies are paying me yet, but I'm just like being completely honest because I'm trying to be proactive. Yes, I'm trying to win their business, but I also believe in what they're doing, you know. So I wouldn't be proactively promoting companies that I didn't believe in 100% that I thought were great companies, okay? So anyways, Web3, what is Web3? Web3 is a creator platform, okay? So I just finished Chris Dixon's book, Read, Write, Own. This dude's a freaking beast, man. He's extremely, extremely smart, you know? So if you're someone that's ambitious and considers investing, okay, let's look at the internet. When the internet first came around, I don't know if y'all remember, like to get on the internet back in the day, like you had to go to the bookstore and they had like the CD in the back of the book, and then it was like whoever got on the internet in their house first was like the smartest of the group of their people, and then it went from that to like dial up, you know. It was like a big thing. You like wait 3 minutes, like we're getting on the internet, you know. But the early adapters found extreme success. Like look at Amazon, for example. They started as an online bookstore, and look what they are today, you know. So buy a copy of this book, and it will catch you up to date if you actually put the time into learning everything that's in it, okay? So I took notes while I was reading this book, and there's a couple parts I underlined that I wanted to talk about. The first part's about blockchain. So I've always like referred to like, okay, so Google is to the internet as Bitcoin is to the blockchain, or Ethereum is to the blockchain, okay? So Bitcoin's digital gold, Ethereum digital oil, but there's also other cryptocurrencies, and each one has a blockchain because you build on top of it, okay? So this part here, he says, a better description is that blockchains are a new class of computer, one that you can't put in your pocket or on your desk as you might with a smartphone or laptop. Nevertheless, blockchains fit the classic definition of computers. They store information and run rules encoded in software that can manipulate that information. Okay, so that's like awesome way of putting it. And like one thing that people also like with the Web3 movement, it's like blockchains, they're a ledger, you know, like it literally it keeps track of every transaction that takes place, you know. So anytime an NFT gets purchased or a crypto transaction takes place, there's a record of it, you know. So like when it comes to like law enforcement and stuff like this, like that is like one of the main benefits of the crypto Web3 movement is to get rid of criminals doing criminal activity, you know. So I think that's like huge, you know, and people don't realize that. They think crypto, you know, like that's just Stupid, you know. Okay, so then the next part he says, a pivotal commitment involves digital ownership, which places economic and governance power in the hands of its users. Okay, so the internet's a decentralized network, okay? And it started as a decentralized network, but basically business, what is business? It is a game. And if you're starting a business, what should be your goal? All great entrepreneurs know that your goal should be to create a monopoly, to take over 100% of the market share. You know, you don't want to go into a business like, okay, we'll share the market with our competitors. No, that's not what you're supposed to do, in my personal opinion. Okay, so let's look at it. Okay, so Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, they're centralized networks. Okay, you post something to Facebook and it gets like 1 million views, 1 million shares. Everyone loves it. It has tons of value. They can choose whether or not to pay you. You know, they can just be like, man, fuck this guy. We don't like this guy. We're not paying him anything. Or if someone else that posts something half as good, they might pay that person just because they like that person. You know, like that's literally the power that these monopolies or these centralized networks currently have, you know? And obviously, like, I don't have anything against these companies. Like, they did their thing and they won the game of Monopoly. But it's also like, okay, it's time to start over and it's time to play again. You know, that's the basis behind Web3, okay? And before I go any further, I want to talk about Tesla. I don't know if you guys have considered going solar with these 30% tax credit in place, but if you do, find a company that can install Tesla solar shingles. They're not Tesla solar panels, they're Tesla solar shingles. They're freaking badass. So I gotta make sure you check them out. And then also, this episode is brought to you by Alibaba, okay? I don't know if you guys know about Alibaba, but they are such a great company, you know? You get on Alibaba, you can find something and you can buy it on Alibaba in bulk, and you can sell it on Amazon, or you can sell it on Facebook Marketplace and start your own business, making tons of money. Not just that, if you're a business owner and you think it has no benefit for you, look at how much money you're spending every month on paper. Look at your office expenses, and then start ordering annually from Alibaba, and you could save thousands of dollars a year. Okay, moving forward. There are around 9 million musicians on the streaming service Spotify, yet fewer than 18,000 musicians, less than 0.2% of them, made more than 50 grand in 2022. Most of the revenue generated went to streaming services and music labels. Tokens cut out layers of high take rate intermediaries. With NFTs, musicians keep most of the revenue and can therefore support themselves with much smaller fan bases. Okay, those numbers are crazy, you know. Musicians are making less than 50 grand a year, you know, and that's the thing, though, because, like, let's look at business back in the day. Okay, how much were musicians making back in the day when everyone had CDs and stuff like that? They were making freaking a killing, you know. In today's world, you know, like, once, like, you know, it was like Napster, then like Pandora, but the people in the music industry, they got freaking fucked, you know, like, they really did. So, like, you know, like, you see, like, so many, like, musicians and stuff, like, they're, like, playing in movies, and, you know, like, so, like, the bulk of their income, like, comes from, like, putting on shows, which is bullshit, you know, because everyone knows, like, their favorite musician, they shouldn't be having to do anything but think about the next badass song that's going to make you feel good when you hear it, you know. So I think everyone agrees that their favorite musician should be well off, you know, rich, and shouldn't have to do anything but create music, you know. I think we all agree on that, you know, and that's, like, one of the major factors of Web3 is it's giving power back to the people, you know. Like, people don't realize that, but that's, like, the whole basis of the movement, and, you know, it's a real thing and it's coming, you know. And the thing is the whole crypto movement, it's a race, you know. So, like, one thing I think that America in general needs to start doing is figuring out ways to incorporating crypto payment systems into places like gas stations, places like Walmart, places like Publix, you know, because it's a race, and the faster that we incorporate crypto payment systems all around the country, the farther ahead of every other country will be, and the more regulation America will have, okay? So be proactive, you know. If you're not investing in crypto, like, you really need to be, because, like, there's DAOs, he refers to them, they're decentralized autonomous organizations. He refers to them as, like, homeowners associations. I look at them as kind of like little mini congresses. But get involved with these crypto movements. And even if you're a zero talent person, you have the potential to make a lot of money, okay? So that's it. And remember, I love you, and you can be what you will to be.